Hi guys, it's Amy, and you have found Amy Loves Crochet. Thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate you clicking on my video. I wanted to share with you a little bit of a remake. I'll post the original video down below, but as you may or may not have seen, I worked with some bulky weight yarn to do up a summer top that Bag A Day Crochet does. And I didn't necessarily care for it in the bulky yarn, and a lot of you suggested, and I had thought about as well, working it in a lighter weight yarn. And so what I worked with is the Bernat Softy Cotton. It is 60% cotton and 40% acrylic. Now I had found these at Joann's, I don't know, maybe 20 skeins of white and kind of a cream color, as well as some, maybe it was closer to 30, some blues and some blue variegated and some brown and brown variegated. So I thought I was just going to go to town, and it's been sitting up there for a while. So I'm really, really glad to finally start getting into it. But I almost didn't finish this. So it was set to be finished Friday night. All I had to do was, now I don't remember. I had already sewed on the sides. I think I just had to sew in some ends. And then I was going to video Saturday morning. Well, it's Saturday morning at 3 a.m. My husband had to get up to take my son to the airport. And I was up then with him and never went back to sleep. So I started working on the sweater and top, whatever you want to call this thing, and realized that I really didn't like the way that I had finished it. I worked some straps that were different than the pattern and didn't like how it turned out. So I had to cut them off because I was trying to back out the sewing in of my edges, or the sewing in of my ends, and it didn't work. I couldn't see what was shirt, what was the body of the shirt and where the sleeve started, and I was so afraid to cut into the shirt. So I did have to cut these off of the shirt and then try to work out all those little bits and pieces. And then I still couldn't do that. So I had to undo one row of both the front panel and the back panel to get the rest of this mess off. So that's what I'm working on at like 3 in the morning while I'm worried about my son flying off to New York with his school band group, his college school band group, but still, what an amazing trip for them. Anyway, so I'm up, I'm working on this. It took me hours to get to the point where I was looking at the sweater again, like, how am I going to get back to be on track to finish the sweater the right way? And I almost didn't make it. It was driving me insane. So little note to self, to you all as well: if you're getting to a point where you're frustrated and you can't see straight with something, it's kind of like when you're in a dispute with a coworker or a spouse or somebody. You need to just step away and get a clear head and come back to it in a little bit, and it'll be fine. So that's what I did. I was almost, I'm not going to say to the point of tears, but I was cussing up a storm, and I was regretting even starting this and spending any time on it. And so I put it down and worked on something else that was a little bit more brainless while I was super tired. And I should have taken a nap. That might have helped everything, like a little cranky little child who needs a nap. I had been up for too long. So finally, I think it was close to dinner time finally when I picked this back up and went ahead and finished the sleeves, the sleeves the way that they are now. So I really, really like it. I'm not pleased with how holey it is, how much you can see through it. My intention with what I was making, again, is just to make something I can wear, with just my bra underneath it. And I don't know that I'd be comfortable in this case. I think I would want some sort of a little slight cami underneath it or something. But so with the cami I'm wearing now is a little bit of a Spanx, so that's why you've got a black one. But in addition, I wanted you to see how much spacing you are going to see. And this is with a 4mm hook, when the yarn suggests a 4mm hook. So you could even go down, I guess, some. Now this yarn, as great as it feels, it is super soft, and I like the idea that it's cotton with a little bit of acrylic so that it'll give some stretch. But it was very splitty. And so I really had to watch where my hook was going and pulling through, because I was ending up with little extra, when you pull one strand of the yarn, you've got to get it all zhuzhed up and get that little strand tucked back in. But here is the shirt on me as it sits. I like the little opening on the sides. Here, let's come back a little bit. I like the little opening on the sides. I feel very covered up as far as, you know, like I said, with the holes and stuff. I really, 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 really was surprised at how much I liked it when I did finish it to the pattern. I did go back to the pattern and follow it for the sleeves to a degree. I wanted the other one, as you see, is more like a what's it called, a boat neck, where the top of it just comes right up across your chest like this. So I did want to have a little bit open here. Now this does hang off my shoulder just a little bit, which I was afraid of, so I didn't know if I was going to leave. So what I did initially with these is I came in, I didn't want it right at the armpit there. So I came in and tied it, you know, attached them like here and worked them up. But then I didn't like the way you saw, you know, material, you know, part of the shirt here and then the strap and then it came across them. I really, really didn't like the way that it was looking. And I felt like if I left it like that, it was going to be just to be done with it. And I wasn't happy with that. So I really do like the way that it turned out, with the exception of Crystal is brilliant and I would never disagree with her, right? But on one of the ends of the rows, you chain 5 to start, and I think it's a little bit too, when you went to put it together, there was quite a bit of a space, and I wasn't sure which side is it on. It made it a little bit difficult for me to try to put the sides together without leaving a big gapping space. So when it came to here, she does just a chain 3, unless I just changed that on my own. But so then I think that the sleeves look a little bit better along the edges than what she had going on for the sides of the panel. But so yeah, here it is. And I'll show you also with a white tank top underneath it, so maybe you don't see the black as much. Maybe that's drawing your eye, so hold on. So one of the other things that I forgot to say is that I left the back panel longer than the front panel. So I had about 6 inches of strap on this side, 6 inches of sleeve, whatever. And then I only went a couple of rows back to attach it. It's just attached a little bit right here. So here's that. That way you can see maybe with less drawing your eye away from the black. You know, if you wouldn't mind wearing a little tank top underneath it, you could look nice as this. And then again, with the back, a little bit taller. So yeah, I mean, when I was making it, it was really hard to keep trying it on. I was really afraid I was going to stretch it out too much, and I kept trying to clip it. I spent a lot of time clipping so that I could put it on, and then pop the clips, the stitch markers. So as much as I don't want to, as expensive as they are, I think I need to invest in a dress form. You know, people who make clothes use a dress form for a reason. And for me to continue to just, you know, try to reinvent the wheel every time I'm going to make a new shirt by stretching the chain across myself and stuff, I need to get on the ball with that one. So I think I might have to invest in a dress form. If you've had to buy one and you've got experience with the one and you've got a suggestion or encouragement to use a certain kind, let me know. I think that I want to continue to make wearables, and I'm done playing this game. I'm done with the working and the reworking. There's another shirt that I've got, maybe 4 or 5 rows of both a front panel and a back panel started, that is a little bit too big, and I keep going back and forth between, you know, I just came off that granny square that was a little too big, so then am I trying to make this one a little bit too, you know, smaller, and it ends up way smaller. So I don't know, you know, I think that with the form, it'll help me decide how loose or tight to make something. I mean, I never want it tight, but to avoid making it too tight, I think I need to work on that. So just a video on the redo for you today. I think it was a great idea to go down with the weight in the yarn. You know, if you've got a different yarn that you wanted to work it up in, you know, obviously I'll go ahead and list the tutorial down below from Crystal. But yeah, wanted to share the redo. So thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate you. Have a wonderfully blessed day, and I'll see you again. Thanks. Bye-bye.